This is the audience, plus me.
When looking at this chart from the Washington Post on people who support/oppose same-sex marriage, we see that over the past 9 years we've gone from opposing to supporting the issue. However, when looking at this map, we can see most places still ban it. The issue has been around for a while, however, more recently has been an even bigger issue. I'm sure most of you have heard about this over the past year. I've done a lot of research on this topic, and I feel I am qualified to speak about this issue today. There are many viewpoints on this topic, like those who oppose for religious beliefs, those who believe marriage should be between a man and a woman only, and lastly, those who believe that same-sex marriage should be legalized. Today we will take a closer look into these three viewpoints. The religious aspect of this issue can go one of two ways. Either you read the Bible very literally and believe homosexuality is an abomination, or you have a different way to interpret the meaning. In the documentary For the Bible Tells Me So, we can see some people read the Bible very literally and believe same-sex marriage goes against God's will. When the Bible was written, there were no words for homosexuality, but a few passages do describe such behavior. In Leviticus chapter 20, verse 13, it states, "If a man lies with a man as with a woman, they have both committed an abomination. They should be put to death, their blood is upon them." There are those who have changed the way they interpret the Bible. In Leviticus 20:13, as I stated before, some say this was an abomination back then because the main goal was procreation. Nowadays, procreating is not the number one goal in many relationships. And For the Bible Tells Me So, we meet 5 different families who have all changed their outlook on religion and God's will when their children came to them saying they were gay and that they just want them to be happy. Some people believe marriage should be between a man and a woman only because they believe if same-sex marriage were legal, it would hurt our nation. According to WashingtonPost.com, although Democrats and independent parties are supporting same-sex marriage, the Republican Party recently stated they still believe the commitment of marriage should be solely between one man and one woman. Some say legalizing same-sex marriage would hurt our nation in a number of ways, such as it being taught that homosexual couples and heterosexual couples are identical. Fewer people would marry, and birth rates would fall. If my kids were taught about homosexual relationships being normal in school, I would be happy they had a broader view on the world. Discrimination happens when we judge things we don't see as normal, and I wouldn't want my kids growing up with that mindset of homosexual relationships being bad. In the article, Gay Marriage Should Not Be Legal by Peter Sprigg, it said fewer people would marry because only 20% of homosexual couples married when it was briefly legal in California. However, that is still 20% more couples than when it is illegal in America. It is thought that kids being raised by homosexuals can do damage to the child. However, they have to be more prepared to have a child. Unplanned pregnancy can bring a child into a bad environment for heterosexual couples too. The way the issue is approached can affect people's opinion on same-sex marriage, and same-sex marriage should be legalized. The approach of same-sex marriage is the most important thing when speaking to the public. Many times the issue is approached with the benefits of it being legal for partners. However, in the article Gay Love and Marriage, it is said more people respond positively to the love and commitment aspect because that's why they get married. They can relate better. Homosexual couples want to marry for the same reason we do, to be happy and in a committed relationship. Senator Rob Portman, a Republican who used to oppose same-sex marriage, recently learned his son is gay. Portman stated, "I've come to the conclusion that, for me, personally, I think it is something that we should allow people to do, to get married, and to have the same joy and stability of marriage that I've had for over 26 years, that I want all of my children to have, including our son, who is gay." There are many viewpoints on same-sex marriage. Religious ones that think marriage should be between one man and one woman, and those who think it should be legal. I urge everyone to think about the people they love and to think about what you would want for that person if they came to you expressing that they were homosexual.